City of Light. Happy Labor Day weekend to each and every one of you. We're glad that our viewership is expanding now and reaching out to all across the United States and around the world. We welcome people from a variety of foreign countries that are tuning in, as well as from the coasts of California all the way to the East Coast, Georgia and Washington, D.C. and New York areas. We're just delighted to see this expanding outreach, and we want to welcome you who are joining us. Well, we want to begin today by a powerful thought within our hearts and our minds that we need to contemplate for a little bit. A thought of truth that's so dynamic that sometimes, well, we may overlook the power of its meaning. Have you heard the phrase, be in the world, but not of the world? Quite often, we hear that within religious contexts and inviting us to be in the world, but not of the world. And really, it refers to what Jesus said and was recorded by one of his close friends in the book of John. It says, I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask you take them out of the world, but I ask that you keep them from the adversarial thinking, and that they're not of the world, just as I am not of the world. So there's been that coined phrase, in the world, but not of the world, that's come from this particular passage. And we wonder, wait a minute, I'm living in this environment. How can I not be of this environment? That seems so strange. It seems so challenging to figure out how to do and work this powerful truth for our lives. How are we in this world, but not of this world? The secret to this powerful truth is that being in this world is being not of this particular world, but being of the experience of presence. And I want to talk a little bit about what that is. So hang on with me as we think about the word presence and what that means in our life. If we're going to be able to embrace everything that's going on in this world, what's really necessary is to be not of the world. Wait a minute. To embrace it means to be not of the world, meaning, yes, not of ego. That's what it's really referring to. Ego, E-G-O, and we often think about that as edging God out. That it is the self-centeredness. It is that which is all about us, and we're called to say, I'm not of that ego world. I'm not of that kind of thinking that it's just all about me or a selfish focus. I'm not in the world in that context, because actually what happens is when we reject the world, because the world doesn't satisfy our expectations anyway, right? The ego is always saying, wait a minute, I wanted more. Wait a minute, that wasn't very good. Wait a minute, I'm not satisfied. Wait a minute, this is not fulfilling. Always wanting something more. But when we step out of the ego, when we're not of the world, we can begin to find satisfaction for the first times in our life. That we're not living from ego and we're not edging God out. We are now understanding that what we're doing is allowing that we're in the world, and we're in the world now in the world of presence, the awareness, consciousness, understanding, wow, I am in this moment and all that it means for me. You can be in this world and embrace it, enjoy it, because our happiness is found in something much, much deeper than. It's found in understanding this thing that we call presence. Understanding what that means in our lives, to be aware of this moment. That's presence. Are you aware of right now where you are? Are you aware that this is a moment of divine intervention within our lives, of God working and speaking and dwelling within us? Are we aware that in this moment that I'm present in life? I'm not worrying about yesterday. I'm not worrying about the challenges of 5 minutes ago. I'm not concerned about tomorrow. I'm present right here and now, which is awareness that you are. I exist. I'm here. I'm now. I'm in this moment. It's funny how many things that we become more aware of when we sit still. Isn't that true? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you don't even know about or notice, pay attention to when we are so busy, when we are so caught up in a thought process of thinking and thoughts going on, flowing in, through, and around us all the time. but in the stillness, in the silence, in the awareness of presence. It's amazing what unfolds for us. It's so calming, and suddenly you can begin to see clearly now in those moments that I can see clearly now the rain is gone, as that song says. And that's truly the rain of all these bombarding thoughts of yesterday, the past, what's going on in the next 5 minutes, what's going to go on tomorrow within us. It's not just thinking of yourself when you're in that presence. Not that you're just there, just I'm aware of me, and it's all about me. No. It's about aware that you are, and that you are with everyone, and you are one with all. You're connected in those moments. When you're in presence, you realize, I'm in presence, but you're in presence. I'm here right now in this moment, and I'm here with you. And I'm here with so much more. I'm here with everything. I'm in a sense of harmony, oneness, unity, completeness, wholeness. One in this wonderful harmony and unity with one another, and is this oneness that's found in everything. And this is the beauty of living life. Be still and know, it says. And in that stillness, there's a wonderful knowing that unfolds for us. A knowing that I am present in this moment. I exist. I am not caught up in the yesterdays. I'm not caught up in the worry. I'm not caught up in the stress. I'm not caught up in the what will be. But I am just in this moment right now. Because so often our life is filled with so many thoughts of separation. I'm not one with you. You're not one with me. I'm alone in this. There's no power, no presence that's working for me. See, to be in this world but not of this world requires this sort of transformation. September is the month of calling the world to be and do a life of transformation, to be transformational, to be changing, evolving, and growing, and how important it is. So when we are in this world but not of this ego, when we're in this world and we're consciousness of this wonderful presence, suddenly the beauty of life begins to unfold for us in unique and powerful ways, and it's transforming. What will happen in our life is that we will begin to move in a direction of going higher and higher and higher in this wonderful experience we call God, who is love. Wow, isn't it wonderful to think I could go higher in love? I could go deeper in love. I could go to expanding to new places in this wonderful experience of love within my life. I mean, here's the thing, though. The amazing situation is that few people spend much time in presence. Most of people, most of their lives, they're thinking about yesterday. Oh, my Lord, you know what I went through yesterday? You know what happened last week? You know what? Oh, my God, this and that. Or they're thinking about what will come next, the future. Do you know what I have to do tomorrow? Do you know about this week ahead? Do you know? And most of us, that's where our thoughts lie. We're occupied in living in the world of yesterdays and tomorrows, and we forget about this moment, right here, right now. We forget this, and why do we do this? Because, well, there's an allure of the thoughts. I'd rather be in a state of mind where my mind is racing with random thoughts than the stillness of awareness. Because sometimes quiet is uncomfortable. We're not used to it. Because our mind has been going like this constantly. Thoughts going. And we're thinking constantly. And we're so distracted and not really enjoying the presence of this moment of right here and now. The lure of thoughts of worry and stress and lack seem more valuable than being silent to so many people. I would rather think about this worry, concentrate on it, find my own solutions. I got to work through this. I got to struggle through this. Don't you know how important that is? I need to spend time worrying. I need to engage my stress. I need to welcome it within my life. And sadly, that sounds strange, but that's so true for so many. We're not really engaging in being in the world, but not of the world. To be not of it is to be in this beautiful sense of presence. Aware that love is here. Aware that you dwell in love. Aware that this stillness is this peace that calms every storm in your journey. How many remember the Bible story of Jesus in the boat taking a nap? That's right. Jesus took naps. He's in the boat sleeping while the disciples are panicking, fretting, and they're nervous and stressed out because a storm has come across the Sea of Galilee. I've had the privilege of crossing the Sea of Galilee in a similar style boat. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, storms come down from the mountain cliffs and the winds begin to build up and the waves get more choppy. And we experienced a little bit of that, what might be like to be in the Sea of Galilee with a storm coming up and your boat tossing to and fro. And suddenly there was just this experience of all these clergy gathered together in the boat. I said, who's taking a nap? Let's wake them up right now because we need someone to say, peace be still. Well, in the Bible story, the disciples wake Jesus up. And what he does is he speaks, peace, be still. How important it is that we understand this. Stop thinking of what was. Stop thinking of what will be. Peace, be still. Be still in the experience, and this peace will flood your life in this moment right here and now. Because too many of us are worrying about what will happen next. That never happens, right? Have you worried about a lot of stuff that just never really unfolded, but you spend a lot of time stressing and worrying about it? Oh, a lot of us have. And a lot of us have spent so much time worrying about something that happened in the past you can't even change, but you still recycle it over and over in your life. So the message and spirit is truly this: wake up from your nap, speak peace, be still. Be in this presence. For in this moment, you have everything that you need. Everything that is done. You say, well, wait a minute, what about yesterday? What about tomorrow? How can you? Hush. Still, in this moment, being present, being aware is this wonderful transformational experience. But there has to be a desire within us to want to go to this higher place. There has to be something within us, something within that she says, I want this presence more than these racing thoughts. I want this presence more than being bombarded by stress. I want this presence more than the worry that I cling to and hold to and think that sustains my life. I want this more. I want this. I desire. I want this peace. I want to go to that higher place. I want to feel the sense of being one with the divine presence, not separate at all, but one with it and everything. And understanding that in this presence, this here, this right now, I am in love, I am love, and love is for all. And that love is lifting me higher and higher above the ego of this world, above all the self-centeredness, above the self-focus, above the lack, worry, stress, fear, into a place of higher consciousness of knowing I'm in the presence. I'm in this moment. I'm in the here, and I'm in the now. You know how important it is? Jesus spoke of the kingdom of heaven is here right now in this moment. Didn't say the kingdom of heaven comes in the next 15 minutes. Hang on. The kingdom of heaven is going to happen tomorrow. The kingdom of heaven is somewhere down the road, or the kingdom of heaven is when you die. His words were, the kingdom of heaven is here right now. The divine presence, when we're still, quiet, we're in that space, this wonderful place of goodness. Because let me tell you this, right now, you have everything that you need. You've got air, you're alive, you're in a comfortable chair, you've got everything that you need. You know, oh, but when I leave here, I've got to get this and I've got to do that. Right now. But yesterday, right now, you have everything you need. And that's the beauty about being in the presence. I have everything that I need. But Pastor, I have a bill right now. But Pastor, you don't understand, I'm dealing with it right now. Everything you need is right here. And everything you need is there for you. So in this moment, what happens is we need to recognize in presence how beautiful it is. It's almost as if love is downloaded into our lives. Yeah, how many of you are downloading stuff into your computers? How many of you are downloading apps on your phone? You know what that's like? You receive something. It's downloaded into your life. I'd like to invite you to listen in on a dialogue between customer and customer service. You may have been there. You know what it's like to call, be the customer, and customers, well, take a listen. Here's how the dialogue goes. Customer service, how may I help you today? Well, I just turned on my computer and I'm going to do this demonstration before a large group of people, and it won't let me move forward because it says it wants to upgrade my system by installing some software program. It's called, let me see, it's called Limitless Life Operating Volume.exe. Oh, yes. The customer service rep says, yes, that's called our LLOV program. We just call it Love for short. And it's getting rave reviews from all of our customers who've installed it. Oh, I'm sure it's a good program. But do you know, can I bypass that right now? I got to get onto my presentation. Yes, I can help you bypass it if you want. But are you sure about that? Love is trying to find you. Maybe you ought to be willing to be found. Well, okay, I guess I am. As long as it won't take too long, what do I do first? Well, let me help you. The first step is to open your heart drive. Have you located your heart drive? Do you know where that is, ma'am? Yes, I have. But there are several other programs running right now. Is it okay to install them while they're running? What programs are running, ma'am? Well, let's see. I can see I have pasthurt.exe. It's running right now. And I also lowesteem.exe that one's running. And grudge.run on document. And resentment.endless text is also operating right now. And they're just going, can I download Love with this? No problem. You see, Love will gradually erase pasthurt.exe from your current operating system, and it may remain in your permanent memory, but it will no longer disrupt other programs. Love will eventually overwrite lowesteem.exe with a module of its own called highesteem.exe, and however, you have to completely turn off grudge.run on document and resentment.endless text. These programs prevent Love from being properly installed. So can you turn those off right now, ma'am? I don't know how to turn them off. Can you tell me how? My pleasure. Go to your Start menu and invoke forgiveness.exe. Do this as many times as necessary until grudge.run on document and resentment.endless text have been completely released. Oh, okay. Done. Wow. Love started installing itself automatically. Wow, is this normal? Yes, it is. Yes. You should have received a message that says it will reinstall for the life of your heart. Do you see that message? Yes, I do. Is it completely installed? Yes, but remember, you have only the base program. You need to begin connecting to other hearts in order to get upgrades. Oops, I have an error message already. What should I do? Well, let me help you. What does the message say? Well, it says error 412, program not run on internal components. What does that mean? Well, don't worry, ma'am. It's a common problem. It means that the Love program is set up to run on external hard drives, but has not been run on your hard drive. It is one of those complicated programming things, but in non-technical terms, it simply means that you have to write LOV, Love, into your own machine before you can transfer the program to some other programs or other machines. So what should I do? Well, can you pull the directory down called self-acceptance? Yes, I have that. Well, excellent. You're getting good at this. Well, thank you. You're such a teacher. Welcome. Now, click on the following files and then copy them to My Heart directory. Use these files: forgiveself.doc, realizeworth.txt, and acknowledgebrilliance.doc. And the system will overwrite any conflicting files and begin patching any faulty programming. Also, you'll need to delete verbose, annoying self-critic peace.exe. Can you get rid of that one? And then empty your recycle bin afterwards and make sure it's completely gone and it never comes back. Hey, my heart is filling up with new files. Smile.mpg is playing on my monitor right now, and it shows peace.exe and contentment.com. They're copying themselves all over my heart. Is this normal? Should this be happening? Sometimes. For others, it takes a while. But eventually, everything gets downloaded in the proper time. So love is installed and running. You should be able to handle it from here. One more thing, though, before I go. Yes, love is freeware. Be sure to give it and its various modules to everyone you meet. They will, in turn, share it with other people, and they will return some similarly cool modules back to you. Oh, okay, I will. Thanks for your help. I was so stressed. My thoughts of failure were overwhelming me. And by the way, what's your name? You can call me the divine cardiologist, also known as the great physician, but most just simply call me God. Most people feel all they need is an annual checkup to stay heart healthy. But the manufacturer, and that would be me, suggests a daily maintenance for maximum efficiency. Put it another way, just keep in touch. Keep in touch. You see, this little illustration describes us as how we might download that presence within our life as we begin to release and remove all of the obstacles that are there, and to realize right here and now, in this moment, the kingdom of heaven is here. The secret to being in this hectic world, but not of this world, is to be in presence, to be in the moment, to be in the now, to be in the kingdom of heaven here, now, in this moment. So today I invite you, be transformed. I invite you, be lifted higher and higher in God's love. I invite you to experience the download of love that comes when you're fully aware in the presence, and be here, be now, be in the moment, and be in presence. Amen. What a wonderful moment we have here and now to express our generosity and our belief in a God of abundance. In a few minutes, we're going to share words of celebration on our screen that describe really our affirmation of God's abundance and work within our life. But as we prepare to give of our tithes and offerings and support, what we can do is generously share in a context of understanding God's amazing power and presence within us. And so as we have this on the screen. There we go. Thank you. Let's join together and share it. City of Light is a thriving community that is experiencing the abundance of God. We're growing and flourishing because we believe and practice the teaching of spiritual truth. As we give and receive, we join now in the divine flow. We know that all we share with life returns to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Those of you joining us through Facebook can go to our website at www.cityoflightatlanta.com and offer your gifts. Open your hearts now as Kadisha sings this song that is truly fits with today's message. Love is lifting us higher.
Once I was downhearted. closest friend. But then you came, we soon departed, and he'll never show his face again. That's why your love keeps on lifting higher, higher and higher. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. All right. I'm glad that I finally found you. Yes, you're one in a million girls. I wish my love and arms around you so I can stand up and face the world. That's why your love keeps on lifting higher, higher and higher. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. All right, give me a baby. Higher, higher and higher. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher.
Amen. I don't know about you, but that song took me higher and higher. I appreciate so much the great talents of Kitty. Give her a round of applause, as well as our singers and band. We appreciate your fine talents. Thank you so much. As we conclude today's experience, it's our tradition to sing this song that really proclaims something so powerful. For in the stillness, there is peace. In the quiet, in the presence, right here and now, there is peace. And peace always begins right here. Not there, over there, in there, or out there, in here. Join with me as we sing and proclaim this affirming power. Yes, there's peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as my center, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Would you pray with me? Let's pray together. In this moment, we center our hearts and lives, our very thoughts, in the now, here, this presence, this moment. For in this moment, everything that we need is already here and provided for us. We are in that perfect peace, and we allow it to rise up from within us in this moment to be shared and given to the world around us. In the stillness, we are so aware of God's incredible love. In the stillness, we're so aware of our oneness with the world around us, never alone, but always one in harmony and in unity. And in this stillness, we appreciate this wonderful power that's so transformational within us. So with great gratitude, now we speak this truth, that the world around us is touched by a community that is calling them to do and be transformational, evolving and changing through the awareness of being in the world, but not of the world. Through the awareness of the divine presence that is void of the ego that edges God out, but welcomes an awareness of God within. And so we claim this for one another, and we claim it with a heart of great gratitude, knowing that the words that we speak and that which we claim and proclaim goes out and returns back with great rewards. We release this now as together we say, and so it is.
So take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Thank you so much for joining us through our social media programs. We appreciate you being with us each and every week. Thank you for your support and your encouragement. And if we can reach out to you in any way, please let us know. As a pastor, please reach out to me at my email address at revtpaul@aol.com. I'd like to be there for you and help you on your journey. That's my calling. I'm your coach on that spiritual journey, here to support you and offer that encouragement, that direction for your life to help you to achieve that highest and best. For those of you who gathered here, we're going to join together in great fellowship. Following our service in our lobby, let's just go in that wonderful peace of God's presence. Right here, right now, God's peace, God's presence. Amen.
Before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side.